Welcome back. This week we are celebrating 70 years of 12 News, looking back at our history and also honoring some of the people who made 12 News what it is today.
We've had special guests joining us all week long at 6 o'clock. Tonight we are joined by two women who spent years reporting on some of Arizona's biggest stories. We are so happy to have Mary Kim Titla and Kim Covington back with us in studio tonight. And you know, we were talking in the break, and I felt this when I saw Lynn Sue, and we saw Mark Lewis and Coop yesterday, and all of the other guests that we've had. The bonds that you make in this business really don't break. You can go years without seeing someone, and then see them, and it's like you saw them yesterday.
Oh, I feel like I'm home.
Yeah.
You guys are family.
Absolutely.
And, family, always stays together, so we may not see each other every day, but, I'm like,
I
there
know.
you are.
We all
Yes.
spent so much time together on a day in, day out
Yes.
basis, I mean, we were with the photographer or we're here, but we were with each other so much, and those bonds just developed.
Doesn't break.
And
Yeah,
are
and
tough to break.
They are. They are. Have you guys enjoyed taking a look back this week? I don't know if you've caught
It's
the
been-
coverage, but
it's
when we
been
went to
fun.
the old building,
Oh, my goodness. I remember that building on Central.
You and I
Yeah,
started in
yeah.
2005
1101.
together. Yeah, Kim was at the anchor desk while I was
Yes.
doing weather. What were some of your favorite memories from doing that weekend show together?
Oh my goodness, I loved working with you on the weekend show. We were we interacted with the viewers a lot,
Yes.
and we were
We were
on
silly. We had
yeah,
so
we were
much
really
fun.
Silly. I remember playing with your chair when you were doing the
The
weather, and then the chair rose up to
Above the desk.
oh my goodness. And it was like, that was hilarious. So we had to go to a break, but like fun things like that.
We
just-
never took ourselves too seriously. Yeah, and Mary Kim, when I got here, you were on your way out when I got here at 12 News, but you were the first Native American reporter in the state of Arizona.
There's something about being a trailblazer, right? And I'm really proud of the fact that there were others that followed me, like the late Andy Harvey and Charlie Ed City, and there will be more because I'm doing communications camps now with Native American youth in the nonprofit work that I do. But it was a fun time when I started in the early 90s, and one of my first assignments was covering the Phoenix Suns when they went to the playoffs. And I remember going onto the tarmac at the Sky Harbor Airport.
Sure.
And all the players start walking off, and it was really my first time being exposed to these all-star athletes. And I remember walking up to KJ and I just froze. There was nothing that came out of my mouth. Somebody else came along, a reporter, and said, "So how do you feel about the game tonight?" And I was like, duh, I could have said that, but it was so exciting. It was fun. I enjoyed myself immensely while I was here. 13 years.
You were such a mainstay at 12, and you became a rock star for your tribe. And I'm not exaggerating at all. And I'm wondering how much that platform you had at 12 helped you with your platform now with Unity.
It's helped immensely. And people still approach me today and think I'm still on the air.
Right.
I left in 2005, but I can't thank, my boss and my colleagues and everyone that I worked with enough for helping me grow, because that's really, you all played a role in that. But it's helped me in so many ways. And the work that I do now with Native American youth, they need to see people who look like them in the news, in every industry. And so I was happy to help play that role.
And Kim, the same can be said for you as well.
Oh, I had a great time and got so connected to the community through School Solutions.
Yes.
That's what I love the most. Understanding what were the solutions in education. And so I was out in the community, getting connected, and that's the same kind of work that I do now at the Arizona Community Foundation, which is the largest grant maker, largest private provider of scholarships. There shouldn't be a nonprofit that we don't support, like Unity. So I got a chance to work with Kim. I get a chance to work with Lynn Sue.
Right.
Yes.
What I love is that neither one of you have completely stepped away from broadcasting. You still do it even in your jobs today, right? You're doing voiceover work.
Yes.
You're also working, in television with youth.
Yes.
It's a lot of fun. I just, you know, once you get it into your system, you never stop telling stories. So I am a forever storyteller.
Yes.
So whether that's going to be with the Arizona Community Foundation or my side hustle where I do commercials and voiceovers, but I love telling people stories, and that's what I miss most about this platform, because this platform allows that story to really amplify across the state.
I have to tell you a quick story about when I first started in Unity, because I was involved in the youth programs when I was growing up as a teenager, and my nickname was Microphone Mary.
Oh.
And I made a career out of it. Isn't that funny?
Hilarious.
Because I liked holding that mic.
Speaking of nicknames, I used to call you Waterworks.
I
have never seen another news anchor cry more. Cry more.
And I think
on
it was
TV.
one of your most endearing qualities,
Yes.
is that you were yourself on the air. And I remember the night that Barack Obama was inaugurated and made his, no, he wasn't, he had won the election.
Yes.
Made his
Doing
speech
a
at
live
Grand
shot.
Park, and I asked you, as a person of color, what this meant to you, and tears were streaming down
I could not
your
get through that. Could not get
But
through
it was
that.
such a real
It
moment,
was.
and I think that's what was so special about both of you, is that you were yourselves on the air, and I think that's what viewers love, is they want to know the person.
Yes, and we laughed a lot, we cried a
We
lot
did.
over the Yarnell fire.
Yes.
I remember being on set, it felt like for 15 hours straight.
Yep.
I remember that Sunday
was Just
night.
such a tragedy.
When 19 hot shots were killed. So those types of stories you never forget.
There were a lot of people that, you know, when you meet them, you're not sure how they're going to impact your lives. But, you know, every day, day in and day out, we met so many amazing people. And I covered many of those same type of stories. And one of the, you know, things that I think I was able to do was cover a lot of stories about Native Americans. And I'm so happy that, you know, 12 News supported me in that and made sure that, you know, we were diverse in our coverage of the news. And we went into Native American communities and made sure that we were telling their stories. You know, and some of it was, you know, controversial, but a lot of times we just needed to just tell their own, you know,
It was
personal
important.
stories.
We wanted to
It
be
was
seen.
really important,
We wanted
yeah.
to be
Absolutely.
seen, and I'm so glad that we both improved equity in the
Yes.
work that we
You
did.
did, and you
following
changed a
your
lot of
programs.
lives, both of you. It is so special. That's been the best part of this week for me.
It's been great.
Is just seeing all of these people who we know and love.
And all these great memories
coming
that we
back
have with you
and
guys.
understanding that the bonds aren't broken.
Not broken, and our kids growing up
Yeah.
on television.
Yeah,
Being
it's true.
pregnant on the set for felt like 2 years.
Both Kim and Mary Kim, so good to see both of you. Continued success to both of you in what you do.
Happy
Thank
70th
you.
helping
anniversary.
our
Happy
community.
70th. Yeah, and now I'm a grandmother.
To you all too.
you're
And I'm a
kidding. And he's a
grandfather.
The grandfather.
Yes.
Yes.
Fist bump.
That's
All right.
Yes.
Thank you both.
Thank you for
Thank
having
you so
us.
much.